Hi everyone, this is Mayube and welcome back to my channel. You're in for a treat. Let's talk about mid-year games. Take it away, Kaiser.
Hey everyone, what up? Kaiser here, and thank you Mayube for once again having me in your collab. It was an absolute pleasure. With that said, let's talk about one of my favorite mid-year releases, and that of course would have to be Granblue Fantasy Relink. Now this of course is a real-time action RPG being developed by Side Games and is part of the long-running Granblue Fantasy series, with this game being of course a full-on console action RPG, and everything is really appealing about this game. From the multiple variety of playable characters with their own unique movesets, to the wonderful and gorgeous cell shading, to even having things like say a fast-paced and breezy enjoyable story with some tons of amazing set pieces, as well as a stellar soundtrack, and one of the more cool features in general, having online co-op, where you get to play up to 4 of your friends and you can go out doing some quests and whatnot. Similar to say, I guess, Monster Hunter in a sense. And honestly, it's overall just a fun, wonderful experience, and anyone who's probably new to the Granblue series can give this one at least a go, as even things like say the Fate episodes do at least give you some context of what the general narrative of Granblue Fantasy in general is all about. And overall, it's an absolutely fun time, especially with the recent new updates that we've got, which honestly just makes this game such a wonderful experience, and in my opinion, is worth the 8-year-long wait that this game initially had. So with that said, that is my pick. Thank you Mayube for allowing me to be in your collab, and I'm curious to see what others' picks are. With that said, Mad Kaiser, out.
Hey everybody, Chris here, and thank you Mayube for letting me be part of this awesome collab with everybody. Can't wait to see what other games everybody else picked and what they thought about them. But for me, I picked Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm gonna have some B-roll playing in the background, just no spoilers or anything, just some combat and stuff, as I tell you about this one of my favorite games from this year. So the reason I picked this is mainly because this game just sort of absorbed me into it, and I became part of its ecosystem. And I just was like, okay, if I'm not at work, if I'm not working on something important, I'm playing this game. If I'm not eating, drinking, sleeping, playing this game. And it just consumed me. It's just, the immersion was off the charts. It is, compared to Remake, which I recommend everyone play before they start this, just to get the whole scope of everything. Compared to Remake, this thing blows it out of the water. This is a behemoth of a game, and I enjoyed every single minute of it. So it is a continuation of Remake, of course. I'm not going to get into spoilers, of course. I don't want to hurt anyone's feeling. But gameplay-wise, it improves on the combat in the first game, sort of makes the ability system a little easier. There's a heap of mini-games. There's mini-games up the wazoo. My personal favorite is Queen's Blood. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! And chess had a baby, and it's fantastic. And the minigames are amazing. Graphically, it is fantastic to look at. There's performance and graphic fidelity mode. There's 2 different fidelity modes and stuff like that. And it's just, the story-wise, it's just, it consumes you. It sucks you in, and it makes you not want to leave. And just, yeah, I'm just like, oh, it's so good. I don't know how else to describe it other than it's awesome and people need to play it. But it's definitely my favorite game of the year so far. Now that depends on what else comes out, but definitely pick up Rebirth. It is great, and yeah, it's fantastic. The story is great. It gets into a whole bunch of new things because the Remake changed some things around. This changes things around even more, but make sure it ties up loose ends here and there and stuff like that. But yeah, it is just great. So that's why I recommend everyone to try Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And there is a demo out still, I believe. You can still play the demo if you guys want to try out the gameplay and stuff like that. And yeah, it's everyone needs to play this. Play Remake and then play this. It's great. So that is my game of the year. this halfway midpoint year. So yeah, that's my pick. And again, I hope you guys really like playing it. Of course, like I said, I recommend playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth first, or remake first, and then jumping into Rebirth, just so you get the whole scope of everything. But again, thanks Mayube for letting me be part of this collab, and yeah, I'll hand it off to the next person. Bye bye.
Hello, I'm Angela. I want to say a huge thank you to Mayube for letting me be part of this collab. This is a great idea, but only one game came to mind, and that game is Squeaker. This was the only game in 2024 that I've been actively playing since the DLC launched in February. Now for the origin story. So I first saw this game in the mini Nintendo Direct that was held in February this year, where we introduced the DLC, which meant we can play competitively. From there, it was one of my fellow YouTuber buddies, Super T Console Gaming, that started playing Squeaker on his channel, and he suggested that I check it out.
Get down, you punk. Yes! That's a watermelon. We did it. It's only taken us an hour and a half.
And then one day, after we attended a friend's gaming meetup, we went to this gaming bar. And lo and behold, guess what was on the big screen in all its glory? Squeaker! This addictive fruit-based game is about dropping pieces of fruit inside a giant box. And in order to match the same fruits as their combinations expands into new and bigger things. It's kind of like Tetris, but with fruits with smiley faces. From there, I've fallen in love with this relaxing fruit game, and I even found a real-life Squeaker strawberry in person. Hello! So if you're looking for a relaxing, fun, but competitive game, then give Squeaker a try, and be sure to get yourself a watermelon. You'll be squeaking not to!
What's going on, guys? UpperNimbus here. So when Mayube asked me what game I've been playing during the middle of this year, well, I had to go with Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door Remake for Nintendo Switch. Now, I'm probably only about maybe a fourth of the way through this new remake, and that's cool and all because I did play the original back on the GameCube and I already know what the game is about, but I think I've seen enough of the remake to actually talk about the changes which have been made. And this mid-year game that I've been playing is just incredibly fantastic. I just cannot believe the amount of thought behind every remade element in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Now, I have been playing the games actively in handheld mode, wearing headphones, and that's where you can actually pinpoint a lot of the sound design elements where a lot of thought and care has gone into the game. So for example, in the second region you go to, which is Boggly Woods, when you're walking along the surfaces in that area, to me it sounds like the developers have taken advantage of using xylophones when taking steps along the terrain. And I think that really enhances the aesthetic of what the Boggly Woods is. It's a very shiny, glimmering type of location that's very mystical and ominous. And having that starry-like sound with the xylophone with every step you take is something that I didn't think the developers would put so much thought and effort into when making this remake. And definitely with the visuals, that is something else that is on a completely another level. Like I was mentioning in regards to Boggly Woods, the whole game has this shine to it which makes it really pop and stand out. And I realized that there were a number of people who were disappointed with the lower frame rate because the GameCube had 60 FPS and I believe the Switch version is only 30 FPS. However, to be fair, I think the visuals really make up for it and I am incredibly satisfied with how this remake is turning out to be. Now, to me personally, it's been quite a long time since I've been invested in a new game and I am just so happy that I'm even playing a game actively again. It's been many months since I've been invested in anything new, and even though Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is technically a remake, it actually feels like a brand new game. I think Nintendo is treating this game like it is a new installment in the Paper Mario franchise. And that is amazing because that is definitely how it feels while I've been playing this remake. Mayube, thank you so much for inviting me on this collaboration of yours. I had such a good time talking about Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. And as always with these collaborations, I look forward to everybody else's choice within this video. So until the next time, everybody, UpperNimbus is signing off.
Hello everyone, I'm back on one of Mayube's videos, and again, thanks to Mayube for inviting me on for another collaboration. This time she asked us what our favorite mid-year game is, and for me, that's a game that you're kind of always go back to. It's a game that you had a lot of fun with and something that you want to play while you're waiting for the next big thing to come out. And for me, that game has to be Elden Ring. I played this game back when it came out, and it was my first Souls-like game, which I know can be very intimidating for a lot of people. People that are new to gaming, they say that Souls-likes are the hardest games out there, but it was my first Souls game, never played it before, and I had a blast with it. I put about 500 hours plus through my first playthrough, and I'm actually currently going through my first New Game Plus on a From Software game, and I'm currently having a blast with that as well, now that I'm super leveled up, and I can get through all the bosses super easily because that's kind of how this game works. You play through the game, you level up, you get good, as they say, and eventually the game gets a lot more manageable. So if you're new to Souls-like games, I would definitely recommend Elden Ring as your first game because it's an open world Souls-like game, so it's not like other ones where it's a little bit linear, and if you go to a boss fight, you basically have to get through that before you can go to the next step. In this case, if you run into a boss that's a little bit too difficult for you, like I did in my first playthrough, you can just walk the other direction and start leveling up until you've gathered enough stats or new weapons that you think are better to deal with the boss that you were having trouble with. So let's go over here, Stormgate. Holy what the I'm not ready for that. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. So that's what I love about the game, and that's what makes it, I think, more manageable than other Souls-like games, because I am now currently going through From Software's catalog, and I've played through Demon Souls. You can see why they consider a Souls game to be pretty difficult, because yeah, in that game I got stuck for a long time in a certain boss, and I couldn't do anything. I just literally had to beat the boss 100 times until I could beat him and eventually get through the next point. But yeah, the cool thing about Elden Ring, what makes it so fun to return to, is you can actually build your character in different ways. So they have different stats that you can level up, and depending on which stats you level up, you're probably more geared towards that type of build. For me, my first playthrough, I went through a magic build, so I was leveling up my intelligence, but there's other people that like to just go unga bunga and bonk stuff, and so they level up their strength so that they can just get those big heavy weapons and kill the bosses in one hit, basically. So yeah, there's different types of builds, and there's actually currently right now is the perfect time to get into Elden Ring because the new DLC will be coming out later this month. And from what I've heard, it's turning out to be probably one of the best DLCs ever created ever. So I can't wait for that. So yeah, if you're up for a challenge, definitely give it a shot. And that's going to do it for me. Thanks again, Mayube, for inviting me on. And let's see what other cool games we'll learn about in this video.
Hey everyone, the True Opinionist back at it again, or Alexander as some of you might know. So I'm a part of Mayube's collab again. And this time we're talking about our mid-year video games that we play and we can't put down or that we've beaten. The game I chose is Honkai Star Rail. It's a gacha game made by Hoyoverse. I absolutely love this game, one of my favorite games currently. Its gameplay is very addictive. It's a turn-based RPG. You pull for characters like any other gacha game. And the gameplay is similar to Persona, where, you know, you'll have a set of 4 teammates. You each have different abilities. And then what you have to do is you target an enemy's weakness to break their shield. And you also get ultimates. There's cool visuals. Voice acting is phenomenal. And the story is amazing. Like, I think it is one of the best gacha game stories there is. Gameplay is top notch. They really go all out with this game. And it's very, very addicting. I don't know. I think this game has got me back into the gacha space because I've started playing other gacha games again, which I haven't done in a long time. Also, it's way better than Genshin. But it's a really fun game with amazing character designs. and a very interesting story. And plus, who doesn't love a turn-based RPG inspired by Persona? Yeah. I really enjoy the game. I hope you guys give it a try if this sounds interesting to you. And yeah, I'll catch you all on the flip side.
Hello everyone, my name is Sween from Sween's Gaming, and I'd like to thank Mayubi for inviting me to this collab. My favourite mid-year game is Illidan Chronicles 100 Heroes. It was released on the 23rd of April 2024. The game started as a quick starter during July 2020. The lead developer and creator, Yoshitaka Murayama, who worked on titles such as the Shukuden series. In 100 Heroes, you play as Noah, a recruit in the local army, and is tasked with exploring the lands and keeping the peace. As you explore this world, you will find people who will be willing to join your army and help build up your base. One of the main reasons why I like this game is that it gives us a retro vibe, classic pixel art, and RPG turn-based combat. All the heroes you encounter in your journey are fully voiced in both English and Japanese and have their own unique personalities. From the first encounter, people you encounter are Lian, a tomboy martial artist, Gar, a veteran Beastian warrior, and Mio, a cool-headed swordsman. Combat is turn-based, where you can bring up to 6 party members. During your turn, you can choose the basic attack, use a skill or spell, defend, use an item, or a combo attack for other party members. Skills in this game use stamina points which you can gain through combat, or mana for mages and healers. Skills and spells are gained as you level up and find runes to equip to your characters. While I'm like 20 hours into this game, so far I'm really enjoying the story and all the characters I've met so far on the journey, and the music just brings it all together. This is why Illidan Chronicles 100 Heroes is my favourite mid-year game. Once again, I would like to thank Mayubi for inviting me to be part of this collab. Hope you all enjoy. Cheers.
I'm Krushworth, and welcome to Krushworth Headquarters. First, thank you to Mayubi for having me and my channel Gaming with Krushworth as part of this great collaboration, and for bringing such an awesome lineup of YouTubers together. I'm so excited. I picked Persona 3 Reload. After 75 hours, the only reason I put it down, I finished it. The characters felt like real friendships, the dark hour, creepy, the anime parts, school life and social links, unreal, cool and memorable, and that plot, total roller coaster. I always found it a little funny, a little cringe, when after a particularly shocking part in the plot, you'd think you'd come home to a contemplative OST track. But no, you're greeted dorm side by just the smoothest jazz. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Iconic trumpet, but a little on the nose, you have to admit.
You are literally a chick magnet, you know that?
A few downsides. I maxed all social stats 30 to 40 hours in. The days sometimes felt drawn out as I waited for the full moon, and there were only a handful of places to explore. But that's a wrap. Subscribe to Mayubi's channel, check out everyone else's, and see what happens content-wise when inspiration strikes right here in Krushworth Headquarters. See you later.
This game caught me by surprise this year, and it was the best blind purchase I made in 2024, and that game, of course, is none other than Unicorn Overlord. This is a real-time strategy RPG developed by Vanillaware, the same company who brought us games like Odin Sphere, Muramasa the Demon Blade, Dragon's Crown, and 13 Sentinels. I played this game at launch and got the Platinum Trophy on PS5, and I'm doing my second playthrough on Nintendo Switch. This game follows the story of Elaine, a young prince whose kingdom of Cornea was overrun by the Zenorian Empire. He leads the Liberation Army to liberate the continent of Feverith and reclaim his fallen homeland. Liberating areas plays a key role in this game and helped keep me hooked throughout my 70-hour journey. Even on weaker Nintendo Switch hardware, the art style is absolutely gorgeous. It's clear Vanillaware put so much thought and effort into making this one of the most graphically impressive games to date. From the beautifully detailed landscapes throughout the entire continent of Feverith, to all the character models, and even down to the smallest details like facial expressions. And the best part is that the Nintendo Switch version still keeps a solid 60 frames per second, just like its PlayStation and Xbox counterparts. This game is very similar to Fire Emblem. You manage units, and there are many different classes to choose from. However, in addition to managing units individually, you manage full-on squads in battle, and this is where the gameplay really shines. There are several different combinations to choose from when deploying your squad, and there are several ways to fine-tune the actions your units can perform. You'll spend a good amount of time experimenting with classes, the skills you use, and even when to use your skills. The game's learning curve does take a while to get used to, but is totally rewarding when you get the hang of things. The other thing I loved are the characters. You recruit a lot of units in this game, and I do mean a lot of them. All the characters are very likable for the most part, and the best part is that just like Fire Emblem, you can raise the affinities between certain characters, which allows us to learn more about them, and yes, you can also get some romance in this game as well. Unicorn Overlord really impressed me this year, and is a game I'm very happy to do a second playthrough of. In fact, this was the reason why I didn't get a chance to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Hey everybody, my name is Cathy Plays. I like to play games and stuff, and for my segment I'm going to choose Skyrim as the game that I want to talk about, because it's a game that I started to play back in like 2014, I think, and ever since then I've just been like obsessed with it. maybe not, but you know, it's a game that I always go back to. It's a one that, you know, you can change it up each time. I feel like the graphics, even now in 2024, it's been 10 years. And now in 2024, it's held up quite well. There's a lot of funny glitches that happen. It's a lot of great adventuring and exploring. The music is fantastic. I use that music all the time when I want to just like chill, read a book, study. If I was studying, I don't study now because I'm not in school, but you know, like a little bit more quiet, just the casual music. And you know, like I like to level up my different things: archery, one-handed sword, two-handed sword, like alchemy. Like I'm trying a whole bunch of new things now, magic, and you know, it's like one of my top favorite games. And yeah, that's the game I want to choose, and I've been craving to play, and I chose that after playing a few games in 2024 so far. I had a craving to get back into playing Skyrim, as playing the Dragonborn, you know, and practicing my archery and adventuring, and I just I love it so much, and it's like one of my top games and cozy games, and that is all.
Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and thank you to Mayube for having me on to talk about a game that I played recently that I just really loved. And for me, that game is Marvel's Spider-Man 2. If you don't know, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. He's my favorite superhero of all time. So of course, I really enjoy Spider-Man games. And the first two, Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, they were both really, really good, so I had to play the new one, and it's fantastic. It's relatively new, it just came out last year, and it really blew me away. It was definitely the best one out of the three for me personally, and a part of that is because the symbiote suit, Venom, is a big part of this game, and it's really fun. It's a really solid action-adventure game. Like, you're going to have so much fun with this one because the mechanics of Spider-Man are great. Swinging around New York City, there's tons of cool villains in this. It's not just Venom, and there's other interesting aspects of that because it's kind of like an internal battle as well with the symbiote suit changing personalities and everything and kind of affecting Peter Parker. But it's also fun because you get to be the both of them again. You're not just Peter, you're also Miles, so it's kind of 50-50. You're, you know, swinging between the both of them. It's really, really fun. I absolutely love the game, and I highly recommend it. Thank you again to Mayube for having me on. It's fun to talk about something that we've played that we have loved recently. So awesome topic, and hope to see you at my channel.
Hey legends, this is Kozmicstar, and my channel is about doing some fun anime and Pokemon related content with occasional gameplay and live stream. So I want to say thank you so much to MyUbe for putting this collaboration together. So many amazing creators in this collab. You definitely want to go check out all these legends for sure. Let's go! Super Mario Bros. Wonder! Why do I like the Super Mario Bros. Wonder game, you could say? It's not your classic Mario game. It adds some new elements to the Mario formula that we all love, including the Wonder Flowers. Now, the Wonder Flowers changes the gameplay aspects. Here's some examples I will show you. How cool is this? See how it just changes up how the game functions? And now it's time to go over the variety of characters. So, you've got your classic Mario to Luigi to Princess Peach, a fan favorite in Princess Daisy. Then you got your Blue Toad, your Yellow Toad, Toadette. You've got an easy mode for people who just want to casually play with the Nabbit character. And then you got the Yoshi character. What makes Yoshi one of my favorite characters in the game? It can really help you in some tricky situations that the challenge of this game can throw at you, because it can make you go higher than normal to reach certain areas. Definitely came in useful for some of the harder levels in the game. So let's talk about the brand new unique feature that the Super Mario Bros. Wonder game has brought to the table. That changes up the formula of the classic Mario Bros. We love. These badges come in 3 different forms. You got your red action badges, which allows you to perform certain special moves. You've got your boost badges in blue, which gives you special passive bonuses. And then you got your expert badges. I use these expert badges a lot in my own gameplay to get to my 100%, which gives you some powerful effects. See the nice variety, so many different combinations. This is why this game's got a lot of replayability. Now, the final feature I'm going to talk about is the co-op experience. What makes the co-op a bit different? The online has this ghost mode. Now, you get these standees that can actually help you come back once you faint. So, there's some interesting ways you can help even randoms. I really had fun with this experience, and it also helps you find ways if you get lost as well in the levels. Why is Super Mario Bros. Wonder my favorite mid-year game of 2024, you can say? All features, brand new badge system which mixes up the gameplay and replayability experience, and all the fun that Mario Bros. Games brings to us all. Go check out Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Let's go play today. Thank you so much for inviting me to this amazing collab. Peace!